Bleed, spear, dagger, knife. Sounds good. Sounds like a nice combo. I missed him. Great start. Borderline cheating. Went for him to charge, but he's not doing it. Right, this half needs to go better than that one. It's not good. So yeah, super strong. This blade, made a few changes. I had a blue one originally, but I changed it to a purple one. The blue one had attack damage to 15%, but no gem in it. I had a lifesteal gem in it. But I've changed it because the lifesteal gem wasn't doing much. So this has no health regen apart from this health on kill. So the reason for that is because I found the life gem was only good against adds, and against bosses it was doing nothing for me, right? Because you're not really doing enough to get the health off it, so I'm better off just having health on kill to deal with the adds and get health back, rather than the life gem. And then I thought barrier on kill is just way too strong at the moment, and I don't want it to depend on that too much, so I've kind of put this gem in to boost the enchantments, get more crit chance, and obviously the large damage to large enemies is really good for bosses. Now this is lightning infused. This is why it dropped, because it's basically, this is why I did it, because it's obviously like a pretty cool weapon. Bright blue with lightning, it just looked sick. It's like an energy blade sort of style, so that's why I did it. Just wanted to make it like a energy blade build, and it's turned out really cool, really fun. It's very tanky, And this weapon was the core reason I did this build. So I've got lightning throw in there as well. As you can see, like I get the electric charge on my chest. So one throw of this gives me movement speed. Not only off this 20% on the bottom here, which gets boosted, but also the movement speed here if it shocks. So I've got massive movement speed. So what I do is I use this weapon. I've got increased cost, by the way, but it's fine. Get the charge, I can sprint in, fight the enemy with a boost straight up. So that's the engage you do for that. That's why it's set up like that. With some of the other stats here, it's pretty basic. So you got like crit chance, crit chance, crit chance again. So I've got 4 crit chance, right, for consistent damage, and 1 crit damage here, with which rolled really nicely. So it gets me like 210% crit damage overall, and then pretty much guaranteed crits. But I've got the barrier here, max life set up, because I don't think it's too busted really. You've just got to keep a barrier, and the boost is about where it should be. I think the other gems need reducing to 50% as well. So like the low life gem and the max focus gem, then I feel a bit more inclined to do them, because basically this is really good if you've got max health, but the low life and focus would still be better than this, because you can guarantee you've always got low life, you can guarantee you've always got max focus. You can't always guarantee you're going to have max health, right? So you've got to manage that. But it makes it more balanced, I think, because you've got more health, so you can have full health. You can also run focus, so you don't have to, you know, sit there with full focus. So it allows you to do a mixture of different abilities, which is really good. Barrier on chest boost, because the only barrier you've got is this, so you want to make sure it's decent. And it is enough. It's enough for bosses. This is mainly a boss slayer, this, so I do think there are other ways of doing this. You could have barrier on dodge, you could go into the low, medium weight class if you wanted to do that, but I've rolled guaranteed heavy roll here, which kind of locks me in to the heavy roll, but it allows me to put a lot into damage. I've got 64 points into damage here, so this weapon hits like a truck. You saw there at the end of the Echo Knight, how many builds can burst him down like that? Not many, right? Because there's damage to large enemies, the amount of damage I put in, the lightning with the speed off this chest. And I've got lightning damage in here, and lightning damage in here as well, so I've got 2 lightning damage, and I've got 3 armor pen. It all just gets boosted. I've got basically pretty much like 95 to 100% crit chance when I'm full health. This is permanently boosted as well. And then I've obviously got pretty good crit damage. So in many ways it's a simple build. It's not too complicated. You know, I'm using the max health stuff. This is the only form of barrier. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not running the lifesteal ring. Well, that means I can't be max health, right? So I'd never get the benefit off these gems, so I can't do that. Why am I not losing the lifesteal gem I explained earlier? And why am I not using plague? Because this isn't a plague build, right? So those are the 3 sources really of getting life. You could do a bleed build, but again, I don't think bleed this would work, especially when I've got lightning. So there are ways to apply bleed with lightning by using certain runes that do bleed, I think. Might override it actually with this being infused, to be fair. But yeah, there isn't really a consistent way to get lifesteal other than putting a lifesteal in the gem, but I think this is better. I get around about 16% life on kill, so for ads it deals with it really nicely. You know, because you get 16% health constantly boosted on kills, and then for bosses, you just keep topping up with food. You should have plenty of food for bosses, right, and keep getting the barrier going. Now when I fight the boss, I kind of mess up a lot, don't I? On the first stage, I don't know why I messed up so much, but I did. But second phase, this really showed what you can do. Once you pin the boss in, burst him down, really, really strong. So yeah, if you sort of enjoy the more traditional setup, but want to feel like a bit of a, you know, like you've almost got a lightsaber in your hand, yeah, it's a super fun build because you're really tanky as well. 48% armor, pretty good resists, really good health with the shields, pretty solid health, 260 plus. The rings, I mean, speed, stamina cost, and stamina back, pretty standard really as well. Just to make sure you can keep spamming the attacks out like I did on the boss at the end there, just doing this with the speed boost. I just melted him down from like 66% health, something like that was it, 2/3 of his health. Gone in like, what, 10 seconds, so. This sword does serious damage. Now you could get more lucky than me. You could set this up and you could get this damage to large enemies to 50%, 60% with a 65% boost, right? Then you're going to cut down the Echo Knight like he's nothing, so you can definitely do it better than this. I'm not going to re-roll this again because it does enough anyway. And the crit chance is pretty nice to get as well. I might re-roll it in the future, but yeah, you want at least 1 boost on the large enemies, really. I got very unlucky here and didn't get any, but it can happen. If you get 2+ on the damage to large enemies, you're going to be on like 45% damage to large enemies. So any more than that is just crazy. Because it deals with ads so easily. You're tanky, you've got really good damage, you've got damage to just delete the big enemies. Yeah. It's very fun to play, very simple. And yeah, so low focus as well. So you've got stamina to low focus here. Stamina cost reduced. So you want max focus reduced. So 48% of my focus is missing. And that means every time I'm at half focus, I can do my lightning throw, which costs me 68 when this is all set up. Which means I need 68 times 2, which is what? 136. So I've got 155 because that means that I can spend once I get to full focus, which is there for me. That's full focus. I've got enough to spend it. 61, but it will be 68 in a fight. When I've got a barrier, sorry. Let me just put a barrier on actually. Just to show you, it will be 68. Because the barrier will boost it. Oh, it's 61 still. Why is that? There we go. 68 now. So, yeah. So I've got enough to throw it, but it means that there's a bit of surplus as well. So it works a bit better if you have a bit of surplus over the top. Without explaining it too much, because if you want to be at low focus all the time, you don't want to be bang on 68. Because if you're stuck there, yeah, you're not classed as low focus, weirdly, if you bang on 50%. It's weird. But you need to just have a bit more. Just trust me, you need a bit more. 78 to 68, that works pretty well. And then it doesn't bug, and it will class you as pretty much permanently low stamina. Low focus, sorry, for the stamina. Yeah, I think as soon as you get your throw, spend it. Because you don't want to be on over half focus, so just spend it as much as you can. And get the speed boost. And then the shock build up, it should shock instantly after 2 hits. On the return hit, it should shock you. But yeah, overall speed obviously pretty standard for this. Lightning damage crit chance, like I said. Barrier there. Stamina and low cost. Stamina cost reduced by 19% at low focus. And then the build up, they're the key stats. And then these rings just help with that stamina and speed, obviously. Stats wise, yeah, I kind of went through this already, but you can get to 60+ here, just really reduces the damage. You don't need a lot of focus, and a quick load, you can be heavy. You could do it in the medium range if you want, but I think it's a lot of damage to miss out on, so do it in heavy personally. And it will work very, very well. But yeah, pretty simple. Very, very fun build. Enjoyed using this one. If you like to use just your traditional sort of blade, one-handed. I don't run shields because I just don't think they have much benefit and they add more weight, so I don't want to put more points in equip load. But yes, you could run a shield if you want to run one as well, but I think it just looks cooler and plays cooler without one. And I don't have to put as much in equip load, so I can put those points elsewhere, right? Which is good. So yeah, super fun build, and I'll have more to the channel soon.